Greetings and salutations, and welcome back to Two Dummies That Just Watch, a sports podcast between friends. This is episode number 30 and the first one for 2025. I am one of your hosts, Will Hernandez, and he's back. He wasn't here for the last episode because I was doing the recap, but my co host is back, Mr. LeeJay Perilla. LeeJay, Happy New Year. Are you staying warm right now?
It's not cold, you little biatch.
Wow,
It's fine.
we're already starting violent. Listen, for those we know right now as we're recording on a Monday night, and this is coming out on Tuesday the 7th. There's like this it's funny when we were growing up, they never named winter storms, right? They just said it was a fucking storm. But now all of a sudden you got all these things named. I don't know what this thing is named, but guys, can I just say something quick? I get it with the snow. I understand. I understand. Just please stop with the pictures. That's all I fucking see all over fucking social media today is people posting fucking snow pictures.
It's
It
so
did.
stupid.
I know it did snow here though. It snowed like a dusting.
It snowed a little bit, but it's already gone. It was too warm today.
Yeah, I don't.
It
I
was
don't
like
think it.
up like in the lower 30s.
I don't think it's gone here because right now it is. It's 23 degrees up here, so it's fucking cold. But sir, one thing that we were talking about earlier was how because your brother's in Virginia, Jonathan, he's in Virginia and he sent you a picture of they already got 6 inches of snow and they're supposed to get another 6 inches for a foot.
He just
And
sent me
I
an updated
saw
picture. It's still snowing.
yeah,
He
I
says
and
he
I
got about
saw
he says he got about a foot right now.
damn, and it's still snowing.
It's taller than his smallest dog.
Jesus
He can't take
Christ.
him outside. He's afraid he'd get lost in there.
I thought you were going someplace else when you were
No,
saying
yo,
something
chill,
about some
bro. Relax. Stop. You're such. Just because you shaved and you want to look like a pervert doesn't mean act like a pervert.
yeah, for those who might be watching later on video and the clips, I'm clean shaven. I have to admit, I look a little weird.
He
Um,
manscaped his face.
bro, I need to buy a new Manscaped. I do need to get a new one, by the way. Hopefully they can sponsor us one day. Anyway, going back to the snow shit. So, people who live down, I know because one of my companies that I used to work for, they were based in Louisville. So, and it's snowing down there right now. And I feel like people down there, they don't know what to do with themselves when it snows. But I've been seeing people in Louisville and people I know that live in Virginia saying how school is basically canceled the rest of the week. Now, when you and I were growing up, if it snowed, guess where we were? At the school.
I'm telling you, I don't ever. I remember us having to get up. Right, you got the news that it was going to snow. You try to talk to your parents and just saying, keep us home. My mom wasn't going for that shit. Your mom wasn't going for that shit.
Right.
So we had to get up the next morning, crack of dawn, and watch the school scroll at
The
the bottom.
ticker,
Oh
yes.
shit, PS31. I told you before. My mom was like, I didn't see it. Go to school anyway. Bitch, what you want me to do? The doors are gonna be closed. Walk over there to walk back. Come on, man. The school is closed. But this preemptive, you know, ugh,
Dude, it's crazy.
there's so many layers to that. So how I think just something as simple as that sets children off on the wrong mindset on what they expect or what they want in the future. It sounds crazy to
Yes.
people, but it starts with simple things like that.
No,
If you understand what I'm saying.
yes, I completely get. It's the same thing. The problem I have with the elf on the shelf thing. Like the reason why I hate that is because you're teaching your kids that it's okay for you to be watched all the time. It's not okay. It's creepy. It's weird. I don't understand. I'm never gonna understand that elf on the shelf shit.
And I don't want to really get into it because I might slip and say something I'm not supposed to, and then parents are gonna hate me all across the country. So I'm just gonna shut up. Okay?
I
And we'll
can't.
leave it at that.
Okay, we'll leave it at that. But I can't
Even
stand
today,
that.
social media does it enough. You sent me a text about the Hulk Hogan thing.
Yeah, the Hulk Hogan beer. Yeah, for
Bro,
those who
I
don't
didn't
know,
even I
yeah,
promise you, I didn't
yeah,
even Google it. I just asked you a question.
yes.
And then Pro Wrestling Feed, never saw this before, g sent me that.
Are you
He has like
serious?
it's like a cartoon f I'm trying to find the picture.
Yeah, it's like a
It's
cartoon
like
beer.
a
Yeah, yeah,
cartoon. Yes.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yes.
yeah. For so
It was in my feed, like, where you get the reels and stuff. It wasn't
yeah, yeah,
like,
yeah. I
you
know
know
what
what
you're
I'm
saying.
saying? You
Yeah,
get what I'm
yeah, yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Yes. And I
Yep.
was like, "You gotta be kidding me, bro."
Recommended reels. Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, "What?"
So for those who are unaware, in about an hour, less than an hour, WWE is going to be debuting on Netflix. It's actually a pretty big deal because this has never like happened before.
Oh, yeah,
So
that's
as
today, right? Yeah.
yeah, it's tonight. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm gonna watch it when we're done here. Um, so they announced today. WWE put out a thing today saying that Hulk Hogan has a beer for those who are unaware, and he is going to be like the official beer of Raw tonight, and I think like going forward for a while. So I sent this to LeeJay. It's like, you got to be kidding me. I've never had, and you asked me if I ever had the beer, and I said no,
Right.
I've never had it. I've had the Stone Cold beer, obviously we've talked about that, but I've never had the Hulk Hogan beer. And then you tell me what you tell me about getting a thing in your Instagram. It's like, what
Do
the
you know
fuck,
if it's an
bro?
IPA? You know if it's an IPA
It's a
or just
lager. It's just a
a
lager. He just has a
lager?
lager for now. Yeah, so
Lagers
it's
are
just like,
fine. It's not an IPA, but
yeah. I mean, the Stone Cold lager is okay. I like, you know how I am with my IPAs. But sir, I want to ask you, how was your since we're on the other side of the new year in 2025, how was your anti-Christmas holiday? How did that all go?
fuck
Now that we're
Christmas.
we're done with that.
Before I answer your question, I got something really quick to say.
Okay.
This
Yes.
is why I hate Christmas.
Well, that's yes. That yes.
We've already went over this
Yes.
stuff.
This is why I wanted
I
to
thought
ask
you
you
was
about how
asking me
your
about my
yes.
I thought you was asking me about my New Year. Anyway,
No, 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 no.
this is
About
another
you, just
reason
the
why this
holiday
is another reason
season.
why I hate Christmas. Not because of the other obvious stuff I stated on another episode. Blah blah blah.
Yes.
You already see where we live now. New apartment.
Yep.
Majority is homes.
Right.
So you walk around, go to the store, and me, I like to call me what you want. I don't care. I acknowledge it. It's like when I go to the supermarket food shop, and I like to look in other people's carts so I can judge them. I look in people's windows and I see things that are going on.
Oh
And many
God.
people still have your fucking tree up. Can we take the tree down, please, and throw it away?
I think I'm bringing
Store
it
it,
up.
attic, basement, under your bed, a closet. Christmas is over. It's over.
He, can I push back on that a little
No,
bit?
you can't because Christmas is over. Christmas ended 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
On
I know
Dece-
that.
Once midnight
Yes.
hit December 25th and it turned to December 26th, you know what happened? Christmas ended.
Right, but that's still it's still the holiday season,
No,
buddy.
it's not the holiday. I don't give a
Yeah, yeah.
shit. Don't tell me about no three kings and seven
And I
fishes. I
was
don't
about
care.
to say the
And New Year dragon and all this year the rat. No one cares. Take your fucking trees down. If it's fake, store it. If it's real, throw it away.
Oh my God.
Christmas is over. And this is the problem why I hate it so much. It starts from like October. You don't even let Halloween do its thing. You don't even let Thanksgiving do its thing. That's all I needed to say on that. Take your trees down, everybody. It's over. You got another 12 months. You can do your stupid thing again every year. Goodbye.
Are
That's
you
all I had to
done?
say.
Are you
Yeah,
done
I'm
now?
done. I'm done.
The only reason I haven't taken mine down is because I'm just lazy. I just haven't made the time. But I will do it this week.
Which is part of the reason you fucks, you lazy fucks.
That's exactly what it is.
That's
I will
90% of the reason.
I will do it this weekend when I have time before football starts. And boy, are we going to get into football today. Jesus Christ. But before we do that, a little bit of housekeeping. As you know, this is a weekly sports podcast, and we come at you each and every week on the podcast platform of your choice. We're on all of them. Now, three things I want to talk about quickly. As LeeJay, how's your voice doing, by the way? Because you sound a little
Bro,
iffy.
I was sick since New Year's. I decided to
Oh
buy,
shit!
yeah, and I think I'm telling him, listen now, we went out New Year's Eve to this restaurant around the corner.
Mm,
I had these two beers. After I drank the first one, I felt weird. My throat was like on fire.
that's
Never
weird.
had this beer before. Yeah. Totally freaking weird. It started with my voice. I had another beer. By the time I got to the house, within a couple hours, I had no voice.
I'm choking on
I was
water.
fine all
That
day, and I attested to the beer that I drank.
what was the
Never had
beer?
the beer before. It was an IPA, a bit hot on the hoppy side for me, what I like, but it was tasted fine. But my bro, I was like, what the f, and it just went downhill from there.
Do you remember
I wasn't like fever, nothing like that. I would just had like I just had like this head cold. It felt like I was on a
That's
plane
the
for
worst,
6
bro.
days. Oh, bro, ears clogged, head cold, congestion. You can still hear a little bit,
Yeah, I can
but
hear
this
it.
sounds a
Yeah,
lot better than I sounded this weekend. I was terrible,
dude.
terrible.
There's. I told you my mom had the flu, so you got that going
Something's
on.
going something was going
Oh no, it
around
is.
at my
Yeah,
job too. Something was going
yeah.
around.
You've got that going on, and you've got this that the fucking stomach bug happening right now. So it's like all these things happening at once. You know,
I
before
tell
you
you
know
what,
it.
I tell you what, real quick. I tell you what helped me because I usually do Nyquil, Mucinex. Never
Oh,
took it
interesting. I've
before.
never taken it either.
I took it for the first time yesterday, bro. Within hours, you should have heard me. I'm telling you, you should have heard me this weekend. You would be like, "Wow, you sound totally different." Within hours,
That's
that shit
interesting.
worked. The problem is that Target has everything locked up,
Yeah, yeah,
so I don't
yeah.
have like time to like read stuff, whatever, whatever. My friend told me one time, "Yo, if you ever blah blah blah, try Mucinex again. Try Mucinex." I saw it without even thinking. I saw the lady. I said, "Can you help me, please?" She said, "Sure." I said, Can I get that bottle right there?" She gives it to me. I come home. I was like, "Look, Mucinex, I'm gonna try this. Everyone says it works." Mel's reading the bottle, blah blah blah. She said, "You see what flavor you bought?" I was like, "No, I was just in a rush." Blah blah blah. Menthol.
Oh god, like the green shit. Oh
Oh,
god, that's awful, bro.
bro, you know what that tastes like?
No, I do. Yes, I
A
do.
To me, it tastes like they melted a pack of Newport into liquid form. That
It's
shit
awful.
is awful.
Yeah.
Oh, I was over here gagging. I had my head under the sink, but it works, so I have to take it. But I have to be conscious next time to get a different flavor because that shit is terrible. For everyone out there, do not get menthol.
Well,
Shit
because
sucks.
don't they have don't they have Nyquil in that flavor as well? Right? Or no? Am I
That would be
bugging
the
out with
green one,
that?
but I'm
The
not sure if
green
it's
one,
menthol. I
right?
think it might
Okay.
be spearmint, but I'm not sure. Me,
I don't think
NyQuil,
it's.
I just do the cherry one, or I just do Dayquil. But the NyQuil, I take
Oh.
like she called me one time just drinking it out of a bottle.
Oh, come on, bro. You're a fucking animal. Jesus
I needed to go to
Christ.
sleep, bro. I didn't sleep for like 2 days.
Damn.
Anyway,
What a fucking animal. Okay, three things I wanted to take quickly. Or actually, there are four things. One, starting with this episode, you probably already noticed it. It's not live as I'm speaking to you right now, but I'm gonna be able to add the ability for you to text us. Really, it's gonna be texting me, but there's gonna be a link in the beginning of the description every week that says text the show. So this is just going to be a way for people to interact if you want to send us a message. And I think if we get enough people, don't fucking abuse this now. But if we get enough people that want to ask a question or make a comment, then going forward we will have like a weekly. It'll be part of the weekly episode. So that should be live as you are hearing this right now. You'll probably notice that when you open up the description. Number two, YouTube. We are asking people to please subscribe to YouTube. Right now, I don't care if you watch the show on YouTube. We just need the subscriptions because we need to get to 50. The first step to monetization is 50 subscribers. We are at 9. So we need 41 more. So if you want to do a solid, please subscribe over on YouTube and we will go from there. I was showing LeeJay some of my great editing skills the other night and tried to make the video look a little bit better. So hopefully that's going to be the case for the episodes going forward. It might take me a day or so. So the episodes will always come out here on podcasts first, and then maybe a day or two later, you might actually get the video. But I'm trying to get it to a point where I can do it easily and quickly and have the video up as soon as possible. So
you
that is
guys,
number two.
real quick, you
Yeah.
guys subscribe to YouTube. I'll get Will to take you out on a date, man or woman, doesn't matter.
What a piece of shit. don't be doing that. Don't be doing that.
Watch
Number
it, man,
3.
woman, or whatever.
We're not doing. We're definitely not going there. Number 3. Jesus Christ. Um, there should be a link to this also in the description. So this thing is called Buy Me a Coffee, right? And basically what Buy Me a Coffee is, it's a platform for creators like us to, if you feel like throwing us $1 or 2 or $5 or whenever your heart desires, we could use support because at the very least, LeeJay and I would like to cover our costs for like the hosting with Buzzsprout that we use, and also I use this clip service to make the clips of the show, and I pay like a subscription for that. So anything that you can to if you feel if the spirit is talking to you about that, we ask that you do that. I will have a link to that, and as time goes along, I'm going to add different things to it, and I will keep on mentioning it on the show as well going forward. So there will be a link in the description when you see this episode. So again, if you're feeling charitable, we're not going to sit here and beg, but we are going to mention it every week. It would be do a solid, send us $5 our way. That's why it's called Buy Me a Coffee, by the way.
Please
So
help. I
anyway,
pay child support. Please help.
Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Okay, and the last thing, we know that we did a contest to start the year with picks for football. I am going to go through that this week, and we'll have the winner announced by the next episode. Whoever wins is going to know before we
Right, of course.
before
Yep.
we announce it. Yeah, and we'll LeeJay and I will get together about sending the gift card as well, the Amazon gift card as well. So I'll take care of that during this week. All I'm going to be doing is watching football this weekend, and we'll get to that later. And we'll announce the winner for the next episode. So, all right, we got all that shit out of the way. Let me just let me take a deep breath here and make my
Please do.
timestamp.
Like I told you, I'm not going to explain to your mom why you had a heart attack on air. That I'm not doing.
So it's a Monday night, like I mentioned, it's January 6th, and there are a lot of things happening today and yesterday with both the Giants and the Jets, and probably more to the Giants than the Jets. But we're gonna get into all that today as we go along. And I figured, what are we gonna start this show with? And I was waiting for the news to break last night about either Brian Daboll or Joe Schoen, they were getting let go by the Giants. And I figured, let's see what happens. And then I was thinking to myself, I'll change the format of the show depending on what happens. First things first. Let's get the first things out of the way. Giants finished the season yesterday with a 20-13 loss to the Eagles in Philadelphia. They finished the season 3-14 and now have the third pick in the draft, behind the Browns at number 2 and the Titans at number 1. By all accounts, as it stands right now, there should be a quarterback available come number 3. We shall see. But that's not what everybody's talking about today. This morning, John Mara, the owner of the Giants, put out a statement. Now that our season is over, we felt it necessary to make this statement. Joe Schoen and Brian Daboll will continue in their respective roles with the organization. As disappointing as the results of the season have been, Steve Tisch, who's the other co-owner, and I remain confident in the process that Joe and Brian have implemented and their vision for our team. We look forward to the future and achieving the results we all desire. Sir, let's take a pause there. And what were your initial thoughts when you saw that statement this morning?
I didn't want to come out the office. I thought you Giants fans were going to be outside picketing. Like you guys were looking for Shrek. I was like, this is. I'm not a Giants fan. Obviously, we all know that. But I was like, I don't think this is the right decision. And that's when the text messages started between you and I, then our other text thread, and then social media. I don't know. I don't think this is the right decision. Obviously, I know you don't. I think you also said Carl doesn't agree with it.
Carl
I think
doesn't
Eric
agree.
doesn't agree
Eric.
with it.
Well, here's the, I will say this.
What did Larry say?
I haven't heard from Larry
Okay,
yet, which I'm kind of surprised about. Larry, wake up. So Eric, I will say one thing about Eric. I'm looking for the
he's
text
open
right
minded.
now. No. It wasn't even about him being open minded. But this is what the friends of the dummies, the other dummies that are out there. This is what he said. I told you a while back that Mara isn't going to continue firing coaches every 2 to 3 years, whether they deserve to be fired or not. Then I sent you this. One more year of ... We didn't get the QB we wanted, and it isn't going to happen this year either. So
My question to that, because everybody's saying that, like he doesn't want to. What made them lucky?
that's a great fucking question.
What made them decide that those are the two we're going to stop doing that? Because there's nothing that I saw that tell me, all right, why did we stop here to decide to stop doing that? That's my question to you.
Dude, I don't I don't have an answer for that. And it makes it two things I'll say. One, I'm having a hard time finding an answer to that, especially because things got worse as the day went on, and I will explain. Because John Mara did meet with the media today, right? And I'm going to read you some of the stuff that he said in this. I think he had like a 10-minute media powwow today after the news came out. And this is from Outkick, by the way, because I was trying to find like a good synopsis of what was said. So one of the quotes here, quote, "I'm going to have to be in a better mood this time next year than I am right now."
He did look in a pissy mood. He did look in a pissy mood. I'm not even going to front.
Yeah. Here's the thing. This is what the record is right now. So they go 9-7-1, right?
That's the first year.
In the first year.
Made the playoffs, correct?
Made the playoffs, right?
Went to the second round. They beat Minnesota, lost to the Eagles.
Right. So then last year, they go 6-11. And then this past year, 3-14. This is what he says. How can I say that it's better if we win 3 games? We need to win more games for us to be able to prove that point. But there's just a better feeling in the building now that we've got the right pieces in place. We have a lot of holes to fill, and that's what this offseason is going to be about. Then he was asked this question as far as the rebuild and how long it's going to take. It better not take too long because I've just about run out of patience. So why are these guys back?
He's a bunch of different things wrong with that. And I'm gonna let you go because I know you want to rant. Yeah. I don't have to rant here. Real quick. That first year the Giants went 9-7-1. They made a play. Daboll won Coach of the Year, correct? Mm-hmm. No one expected them to win, make the playoffs with that roster, let alone go 9-7-1. Correct?
Right. Yes.
Essentially, to the next year and to the next year, they actually didn't lose players. Besides, let's say Barkley, right. They actually added players plus drafted players.
Brian Burns, Neighbors,
and
the running back,
offensive line, John Runyon, Illuminor.
Yeah.
Wandale Robinson became more productive. The Tracy kid they drafted.
Tracy, yep.
Theo Johnson, the tight end from Penn State. Right?
Yeah.
And they got worse. But everybody's going to tell me a lack of talent. That doesn't make sense to me. Less talented than other teams? Sure. But it's not like from that first year he won Coach of the Year, your team got worse and you just lost everybody. That's not true.
Right.
I don't think it's true. But you got progressively, you didn't get worse like by 2. You got progressively worse. You went from 9 to 6 to 3. And you're still sticking around for some reason. You guys got lucky. You're the lucky ones.
Well, which I don't understand. I don't. This is the thing that pisses me off. I don't know how you can sit there and say it better not take too long because I've just about run out of patience. Brother, if you're at the end of your fucking rope, why the fuck did you keep these guys? And I agree with what Eric said to an extent because I think you and I talked about it a few months back. How many times are you going to do this? Right? How many times are you going to do this fucking changing the guy every 2 or 3 years? And again, I've said it time and time again. This team is supposed to be this like model franchise, but yet they do shit like this. And I just don't know. And I sent you some more. What did I send you? What was the one thing that I sent you to? Which I don't. Let me just bring up. Yeah, talking about Daboll specifically, because remember there were rumors going around that they were going to treat them separately. That maybe they keep Shane and then maybe get rid of Daboll. So this is what
It
he
doesn't
says.
usually work like that, but
Right, this is right, exactly. And we're going to get to that with the Jets, but hold on. So this is what he says about Daboll. In Brian Daboll's case, listen, I'm in practice all the time. I go to the team meetings. I watch the players. I watch how they react. I still think he's the right guy. If I'm sitting here a year from now and you're asking me these questions, I'll take the heat. At the end of the day, we got to make a decision and we made one. What did we say during some of these games that we watched?
players look
It
like
looked
they
like
quit.
it looked like they quit.
Even the experts said they look like they quit. They look like
But
they quit
yet,
to me.
you had the Cowboys. They didn't quit for McCarthy. That's all people kept on talking about. Oh, these guys are playing for McCarthy because they. I don't know, for some reason they like him. Where on this side of things, you've had just as many maybe injuries and mishaps as the Cowboys, but at least the Cowboys were respectable when Prescott got hurt. But when you got Jones in there, you fucking folded it. And then he talks about, oh, I want to make sure that we weren't going to tank. Okay, so you win a meaningless game 2 weeks ago, and you knock out of the first pick. I don't understand what is happening here. I don't know how you could lose 14 games in a season and keep your job, and you're not named Jimmy Johnson in your first year, who went 1-15.
The same reason why they kept Jones for 6 seasons.
It doesn't make any. And this is, I think, the problem with Mara. I think, kind of like, I don't know. He wants people to like him. That's kind of like, this is the vibe that I get with him. So here's the thing now. But let's progress now, because they got the third pick in the draft, right? I saw another mock draft today. I know how much you love those things. And
So
guess who
stupid.
they have the Giants picking at number 3? Sanders. They've got Cam Ward going
No, I saw
to.
a different one. I saw Sanders
Oh,
going to
okay,
Tennessee.
interesting.
I saw Cam Ward going to the Browns, and I saw the Giants selecting Travis Hunter.
Interesting. I've seen. I saw Ward going to Tennessee. Hunter going. No, some lineman going to the Browns, and then Sanders going to the Giants. Okay, let's back up a little bit. So you got that situation with the pick, right? You no longer have the first pick because what did you do 2 weeks ago? You fucking won a game by some fucking miracle, and Andrew Luck looked, not Andrew Luck, Drew Lock looked like fucking Peyton Manning or John Elway. But now here's the thing: you've got these rumors bubbling because Sam Darnold's playing so well that how could possibly the Vikings let him go? Right? He's going to be an unrestricted free agent at the end of the year. How could the Vikings let Sam Darnold go? So now the rumor is, well, the Vikings will sign Darnold and they will trade JJ McCarthy. So you have these Giants people out there saying, whoa, why don't the Giants trade for JJ McCarthy? Guys,
Oh my God.
you had a chance to draft
I
him
saw-
last year.
How does he all of a sudden become your guy when last year he wasn't your guy?
Like what?
He didn't. He's not any different. He's still the person. He's actually now he has a history of being hurt, so it's a little different. So how does he now become your guy? Here's the one thing the Giants cannot do, and I really believe this.
Okay.
The Giants have to hold steadfast at 3. The Giants cannot trade the pick.
I agree with that.
Why do I say that? The draft is about getting assets. The Giants need to fill a bunch of holes.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say the Giants thought about trading for the number 1 pick. You know what the Giants would have to give up to get that number 1 pick?
Right. Yeah. I agree.
Then you're going to have no other picks. It's going to cost you at least your number 1 this year, your number 1 next year, a number 2, maybe a 3 or 4, and something else. That's a lot.
Yeah. You can't do it.
You can't do it. You can't do it. Just forget about that. Stay at 3. If there's a quarterback available, take him. If not, take the best available player. Because like I said previous episodes, if these guys come back, it's going to be more than 1 season. They're not winning next year.
No.
How?
By the way, have you seen what the schedule looks like already?
No, I didn't.
They have, and this is, oh God, we're going to get into this now. The opponents for the teams are out, right? They announced them yesterday. So the Giants, Carl, this is what Carl texted me. He sent me the home schedule. Let's just go through this quickly. And you tell me where there's a win here. Cowboys, Eagles, Commanders, Packers, Vikings, Chiefs, Chargers, and the 49ers. Can you tell me where there's a win there?
If all remains the same, because we don't know what these rookies will be like, they'll get swept. And they only won 1 game this year at home. That was the Colts game.
I think the road games are the Bears.
Yeah.
We talked about the Raiders.
Yeah.
Obviously, the NFC East teams, Commanders. I forget what the other 3 are, but it's just like Carl put a record out there. You want to hear what he said?
2 and 15.
Guess. 5 and 12. If you're lucky, he said. If you're lucky. But
here's a problem with another problem I have with these guys coming back. Just by Mara's words, talk to me next year, 1 year. So he's essentially giving them 1 year, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
These guys are going to make desperate decisions in this draft based on keeping their jobs. So whether Shador or Ward is at 3, they're just going to take a quarterback, I feel.
Right.
Whoever they think is the next best quarterback, not the next best player, the next best quarterback in their mind.
Right.
And they're just going to start making these desperate moves with the mindset of we can't lose our jobs next year. That's a mistake. Instead of trying to make the team better, I'm telling you, this could be a disaster.
Oh no, I know. By the way, I was opening up Instagram because I wanted to share something that I sent to you earlier. The away opponents, it just came up on my feed. Dallas, Eagles, Commanders, Bears, Broncos, Lions, Raiders, Saints, and Pats.
They definitely could win more the road games than the home games.
I agree. But the thing is, going back to that, so Illuminor, I don't know if you saw this, but he shared something on Instagram earlier today about the Giants right now, based on that schedule that I just read off, have the toughest schedule for 2025, strength of schedule for 2025, based on their 2024 record. Think about that. They fucking went 3 and 14, and they're playing the toughest schedule next year, even though they had a shitty record. So I think that's one thing.
It's not going to end well.
No, and then you've got Tyler Newman, when he was asked about a losing season, that shit ain't happening again. Yeah, it is. I'm sorry to tell you, buddy,
Yeah,
but it's gonna happen
but
again.
based off what? You're gonna get a few. You're gonna get a few picks, and you're gonna essentially keep the same players.
I think this idea, and I think you and I have talked about it. That it came up in the past couple of weeks before, from the last time we recorded, that somebody like Sanders or Cam Ward or whomever is going to come in here and do what Jaden Daniels did.
He's-
It doesn't work that way.
oh,
You guys got to
man.
remember, Daniels came in and I'll give Sanders this thing. Sanders has played a lot of college football. And if you go back to the episode from a few weeks back, sometimes the guys that come in with more college football experience tend to do a little bit better. And Daniels was one of those guys. But when you're saying, and you even said it today, Boomer said it today, that Ward and Sanders are not as good as any of the guys who were drafted in the first round last year. So now the Giants are forced. Instead of drafting a guy last year, 3 of those guys they could have had McCarthy, Penix, or Bo Nix.
I
And
just
guess
find it
what Bo
hard to
Nix is
believe that
doing?
none of those guys were quote unquote their guys. I don't.
But yet you want to trade for
That doesn't
McCarthy?
that doesn't make sense to me. I don't
Like,
like.
right.
What's your guy? You trying Drew Lock to 1 year $5 million. So who's your guy? That was your backup quarterback, knowing that he probably would get burned this year. Like, I'm so confused.
But then again, the McCarthy thing, it's like I, I keep on going back to that
When I
because
saw that,
it's
I said
stupid.
this is Jetsian like.
As far as what the McCarthy thing,
Yes, you were at him about we're not going to take that guy. He's not our guy. Everybody, all the quote unquote experts, he's not this, he's not that. He had everything built for him the right way in Michigan. Yeah, that's how you're supposed to win. You're not supposed to just have a quarterback and then everybody else sucks. No one wins like that.
right?
So they
Yeah.
were using that against him, which is one of the reasons probably why they didn't draft him, which it's stupid, doesn't make sense. And now you're looking to trade. The rumor, it came up that you might trade for him. That's just, man, that's so stupid.
I mean, the thing is too. You talked about not trading the third pick, right? You think McCarthy's not going to come cheap? Yes, he's coming off of ACL. I get that. Guess who else is going to be going after McCarthy? The Jets, potentially the Panthers, the Titans, the Jaguars.
Here's what I would do if I was a Giants, and I don't want to say this out loud because I don't want them to hear me, and then they do because this is actually what I want the Jets to do.
Oh God.
But I
Okay.
think the Giants should do it too.
Okay.
Let's say whatever you say, 1-2 Ward, Sanders Ward, right? Boom. I don't know what this guy's going to play in the NFL. That's another thing. Is he playing wide receiver or is he playing cornerback? Has he decided that yet?
That's a good question. I don't know. Keep talking. I'm gonna look it up and see.
Dang, now I gotta figure out because I don't know. That was based on me thinking he was going to play wide receiver.
Let's see. Uh he said he plans to play both in the
Okay.
NFL. So
All right, fine. Let me go with that.
okay.
I would draft him with pair him up with Neighbors or whatever the best wide receiver is they're talking about at that number. There's a couple of them I've seen. So that's essentially what I'm saying. Forget about 100. Forget about a name. The best wide
Yeah.
receiver at that time at number 3. Pair
Yes.
him up with Neighbors. Theo Johnson showed some good signs at tight end. You're going to definitely be able to draft the old lineman later on. 1 year prove it deal. Justin Fields.
Interesting.
I don't like the Sam Darnold thing because it's 1 year. Like we so quick to give these guys, and I'm not saying Justin Fields did okay, but you can accept him as a bridge quarterback.
Yeah, as a bridge.
Sam
Yeah.
Darnold's not going to accept a 1 year contract for what he did now, so that's the difference.
Yeah.
If I was Minnesota, I would just franchise his ass if I could, keep him there for another year, and see how it works out with him and McCarthy. That's what I would do.
Interesting. I've heard that as well.
Justin Fields is the perfect bridge to what it'd be next year. You could win 9, 10 games. I think you can with him and some good wide receivers. Tracy showed signs. You got Theo Johnson. Build the O line. That's a better bridge to me than trying to go after Darnold, giving him all this money. He's not going to be a bridge. Darnold's not going to be a bridge. He's not. After
Honestly,
this year, he's not going to accept that.
I wasn't even thinking Darnold as the stopgap. I actually
And
don't have an
they're not
issue
going to
with
give
that.
they're not going to
Yeah,
give him that money. They're
yeah.
just not. Everything worked right for Sam Darnold. Let's say let's see. Let's say Tennessee doesn't draft a quarterback and they give Darnold a boatload of money. Does he do what he did in Minnesota with the Titans?
I don't think they have that talent. I don't think they have the
Pick
same
any shitty
talent.
team at the bottom of the barrel.
Right.
And you sign Darnold to this huge contract. They're talking about him getting upwards of $50 million a year.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
wild to me. Off of a one. How many times in the NBA, just to change gears real quick, people have these one good years or they go one good playoff run and everybody throws the bag at them and then they wind up being shitty.
Yeah.
That's kind of, not that I see where this is going, but if a bad team gives them a bunch of money to be their quarterback, I don't see him doing the same thing he did with Minnesota. He just has a whole bunch of weapons over there. Great offensive line. They got a good defense. They got receivers. And of course, that's what you need to win, but you can't do that with a shitty team. That's what I would do if I was the Giants. But I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, you laying that out. If the Titans, let's say they fucking sign Darno and don't want to draft a quarterback, it kind of changes what the draft might look like next year. Oh, what happens if the Titans trade out of number one? That could happen
They were
too.
talking about that too, because they could get a lot for that.
Yeah, there's a lot
I
of
just don't think they're sold on Will Levis,
no. I don't think so.
which is why I think they'll stay and they'll just draft one of these guys.
You know how the Giants could have avoided all of this?
No,
They would have drafted a fucking quarterback last
they
year.
weren't their guys, buddy.
Nope.
They didn't. They
Sorry.
didn't fit our system.
Listen, the neighbors, great. He beat he set the single season receptions record. Honestly, I don't give a shit. Guess what? You got fucking Drew Lock throwing to you and Tommy Cutlets. Come on, man. And you had your worst season of your career.
Doesn't fit
Wins
our
and losses
system,
wise.
buddy. Our system doesn't work for those guys.
System. Anyway,
System D's.
speaking of systems, let's move on to the other disaster.
Jesus, there's just fun things going on with New Jersey football. Fun.
Let's get some basics out of the way. Jets finished the season on a high note Sunday, 32-20 win over the
Is
Dolphins.
that what we're calling it? A high note? Okay,
Aaron
sure.
Rodgers throws 4 touchdowns, including the 500 of his career in the second quarter on a 5-yard pass to tight end Tyler Conklin, making him the 5th quarterback to hit that mark. And he's only how many behind Favre? Which is why I think he's going to come back. But we'll get to that.
And remember, he didn't play 3 full seasons.
Right. Yes. The Jets finished the season 5-12.
Yes.
And have the 7th pick in the draft. So there are 3 different issues going on here right now. Maybe even 4. Some of them I might even write down here because it just came to my head right now as we're talking about Giants. Number 1, this coaching and GM search, which I'm a little confused about because we saw last week how the Jets were interviewing candidates without having a GM in place. So the 4 guys that they have spoken to about the GM position are Thomas Dimitroff, John Robinson, Jim Nagy, and LeeJay's boy, Louis Reddick. And then they have interviewed Mike Vrabel, who's going to be going to Pats now after this guy got let go, fired. Gerard Mayo got fired on Sunday.
Stupid.
And Ron Rivera. And Rex Ryan is expected to be interviewed this coming week. So, sir, how are you feeling about all this right now? between the GM search and the head coach search on Monday, January 6th, in the year of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, 2025.
They suck. I don't. I mean, I mean, I, I watched bits and pieces of that game yesterday. I said, "What am I doing? I'm not watching this." The GM thing, I don't even care anymore, man. Like this is so. This is the same shit over and over and over and over again. I think the reason why they did the John Robinson got an interview already, and then Vrabel because they were together in Tennessee,
Right.
so they
Yes.
might. I heard there might have been a little tift at the end of their tenure. I don't really know about that. Whatever. They're familiar with each other, so they could hire one and they'll say, "All right, go get this guy," vice versa, whatever.
Yeah.
These
Right.
other guys, Dimitrov, he was with the Falcons. He had some winning years there. Um, Ron Rivera, forget about it. Rex Ryan, forget about it. The guy that I want, they're probably not going to hire him. I think this guy deserves a chance, which is Louis Reddick.
Mm-hmm.
They requested to hire to. Oh my God, where is this guy from? I can't remember his name, but he's a Long Island guy. Grew up a Jets fan for the
Oh,
GM.
really?
Yeah, what is his name, man?
Hold
See if you
on.
could Google it. It's just a long.
Yeah.
I guess you could put. What you could put? Long Island GM interview for Jets or something like that. Maybe it'll come up. Once you say his name, I'll probably know that's him.
Keep talking. I'm
Um,
looking.
no, I thought you saw it there. You were just trying to see his.
No. Hold on. No. Riddick,
No,
Nagy,
no, no.
Robinson, Dimitrov.
They just
Okay.
requested an interview for him. They don't have one
So
set up.
Jets GM candidate,
They requested, I think, today.
Long
If I'm
Island.
what is his
Oh, here we
name?
go. Buccaneers assistant general
Buccaneers.
manager. His name is Mike Greenberg.
Mike Greenberg. There you go.
Not that Mike Greenberg.
Not that Mike Greenberg, but that Mike Greenberg.
Gotcha. Okay.
So they requested an interview for him. There's just so many things wrong with this team, man. We don't do things the right way. The owner got his nose now and meddling in everything. His stupid sons, whoever else is involved. I don't know what it's gonna take. I
And he
gotta.
came. I was about to say he came out today and said that no, my sons have no say in what happens. Bullshit. I don't believe that for a fucking
When
second.
you come out, this is how I always think about stuff. When you come out and defend something you don't have to defend, you're defending it for a reason.
Yes. Because if it wasn't happening, why just
Just
don't
let
say
it.
anything.
Because guess what? People are gonna think whatever they want to think, no matter what you say.
Right.
So now you coming
Exactly.
out defending it. They know you're guilty. You're guilty. That's
Yeah.
how I look at it. I don't care what you tell me. They're involved, which is just I'll keep
Sure.
the adjective to myself.
By the way, did you see that sign that somebody at the Jets game had about I could have played for the Jets, but my Madden rating wasn't high enough?
I mean, so far, besides the coaching, besides Vrabel, forget about these other coaching candidates so far. Like Ron Rivera, stop it. That doesn't get me excited. Rex Ryan, I'm done with this guy. He just talks too much. I'm over him. Like now, it sounds like you're just, you know, the ex-boyfriend or girlfriend that they broke up with, and now you're just, trying to serenade them at the window. Fuck
Mhm.
off.
Yeah.
Go away with your fat ass and your fake teeth.
Who, Ryan? He's got fake
Ryan,
teeth?
he got rid of those veneers.
Oh.
Um, Bro, there's so many things wrong with this team. There is so many things wrong with this team.
Well, I mean, let's jump off of that because what about Rodgers? Is he
No, I
going
don't
to
want
come
him
back?
back. No,
Okay, you don't want him. Okay,
no.
that was an
I
easy
already told you
question.
who I want. Who I think they should get.
The
I
guy with
wouldn't mind
Pete
having
Alonso.
Justin Fields at a 1 year deal and seeing
Oh,
what happens with that. I
mm,
don't want Rodgers back. A lot of his numbers, yeah, it looks like he had a good year, but a lot of those touchdowns were scored at end of game. Game is already over. That's why I said you just can't look at stats, man. You gotta look at the game.
right. Yeah.
Um, cool. He got 500 wins. Blah blah blah. He still doesn't have a better record than Zach Wilson. I'm gonna be that guy. I don't care
You mean
because all I
500
heard
touchdowns, not 500 wins.
500 touchdowns. I don't
Yeah,
care about
yeah.
everything, all this other shit and all this other crap. It just the product on the field was atrocious. And what did I say? It started with that Denver loss.
Right.
I
Yeah.
said it. I said this
We
was a
were in
bad game
Milwaukee,
to
right?
lose.
Yeah.
Then they went to London or whatever. Another bad loss. The nail in the coffin was when they lost to New England. That was a nail in the coffin. The season was over after that. Everybody, oh, it was over. I knew it. It was over. Sure enough, it was over. There's these riffs that you're hearing about this guy and that guy, and Wilson's not happy, and blah blah blah, and yada yada yada. I don't think people saying Wilson's not a superstar. He doesn't do like what Neighbors did. I'm trying to say, what does that mean? If your quarterback doesn't throw you the ball as a receiver, how the fuck are you supposed to be somebody?
Hmm.
There's just so the same shit over and over and over and I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm seriously tired. I'm tired of this shit.
Well, it seemed like, going to your point about Wilson, it seemed like once Devontae Adams got there, Wilson was a fucking afterthought.
Bro, that
You
one
know?
game, who was it against? Last week they played this week they played the Dolphins. Was it last week? Shit. I can't remember the game. Maybe 2 games ago where you could
Hmm.
tell Rodgers was just looking at Adams the whole game. The whole game. He didn't care about what was going on the other side of the field. Just focused in bang 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 bang.
Was that
He
against
should
the Bills or against the Rams
shit.
that happened?
One of those teams. It might have
Okay.
been the Rams. I don't know. What was the score of the Rams game?
They lost 19-9.
Yeah, it probably was that game.
Hmm.
Because that was a closer game. So it probably was that game. He can't come back, man.
I don't.
Not to this team.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. I don't think. I mean, my gut tells me that he won't come back, just based off of what he was saying yesterday. Just I was hearing, listening to the clip before, about what he was saying after the game, and because I have a feeling this is what I think is going to happen. I think he's just going to take his fucking time making his decision, and the Jets are going to be like, "What the fuck's going on?" And they're just going to move on. And because does he have like a player option or a team option for next year?
Who even cares at this point? Excuse me. The GM has a lot of money. Pay him off and go away. And I'm not saying that like to like besmirch him or anything like that. He's one of the greatest quarterbacks and all of that. But we can't do this again. You bring him back at 42 now. He's older. And the same shit is happening because everybody with him under center, you're gonna still expect them to win. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah,
And just as a football fan, do you see that happening based off what you saw this year?
absolutely not.
No. So why even do that? He's talking about I'll take a pay cut. Come on, dude, you making $40 million. That doesn't even sound right.
I mean, the problem is looking at his contract status is it's the cap hit.
No one cares. Who
Twenty-three
cares?
and a half million
You
dollars.
don't even know how to spend that money anyway. Who gives a shit? Who cares? It's
so
stupid.
so what's so I guess the next question is what's the you mentioned Fields. Okay, that's one option, but I mean, do you have any other ideas for what they could do at quarterback
I still want him to see
for
coming
next
next
year?
year. The Jordan Travis kid they drafted out of Florida State. And I
Right.
tell you, and here's the thing: not that anybody's listening to our show because we're two no ones. We're nobodies. We're
For now.
dummies, as we say. But all of a sudden, I'm hearing about this guy from Ole Miss. Do you remember who talked about this guy from Ole Miss? Do
I
you know this
absolutely
person's name?
do.
Can you tell
Yep.
me the person's name?
Jackson Dart.
And who mentioned Jackson Dart? Do you remember that person?
Uh hmm. I think he lives in the Bronx.
Do you happen to know his name? Are you a friend of his?
I think his name is LeeJay.
Yes, that
Let me
would be
pull it
me,
up.
sir. Now all of a sudden, I'm hearing about we still got players in later in the draft or later in the rounds. Like this guy, Jackson Dart. I really like this guy. He got a strong arm. He's cocky. Everything I said.
You know why though? It's because he just had a good bowl game.
But forget
That's
about the
why.
bowl game. I said that
Right.
before the
Yeah.
bowl
No,
game.
I know, but that's why I think he's coming up. Yeah. Yeah.
But this is my point about this expertise shit. And I'm not saying I'm an expert, and I'm not saying this guy's gonna have a Hall of Fame career. That's not what I'm saying. But why weren't we talking about him before? Why do you have to wait for a bowl game if you're such an expert?
Right.
You're supposed to be watching all the football, all the quarterbacks, and have this opinion before he has a spectacular bowl game. So that way you don't get tricked into thinking he's good just because of a bowl game.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
My
yeah.
opinion was based off games I saw him play
Right.
during the year that were on television.
Mm-hmm.
Not over. And I wanted to text you. I was like, yo, put on. My man's on. Watch him light it up. And I forgot to text you. And sure
And he
enough, he
did.
lit it up.
Yeah, he did. I saw the highlights afterwards.
But now that's when we want to talk. No.
Yeah.
I think that's stupid. That's when kids get overhyped. Then they get overdrafted. And then we have debacles. We should be doing this from the beginning. But what was the beginning talk about him? He's raw. All he really has is a good arm. He's not accurate. All the negative. And now there's all positives. It's weird. But these are the guys that get paid all the money. God bless you. I'm not going to dig into your pockets. Have fun. Keep on spewing stupidity. I'll leave it at that.
By the way, my brother just texted me. He said Netflix is freezing. You knew that was going to happen.
We're not going to get into that either. We're not. You guys are trying to set us up. Nope, not doing it. We're trying to get set up here. You're not going to set us up.
Oh boy. All right. Let's we're not gonna spend too much time on the college football, but shit, you know what I just realized?
This is the segment where my brother's going to fast forward. He hates college sports.
I totally forgot to make NFL picks. I'm gonna have to do them on the fly.
What a sausage.
I know. I already have an idea who I want to win anyway. Quickly, we're not gonna spend too much time on this because Notre Dame, as we talked about last week, 2 weeks ago, they actually fucking beat an SEC team in Georgia.
You're welcome.
Man, Brian Kelly, yeah, fuck you. I don't know if you saw, but like Brian Kelly was getting a lot of shit after this game
Good
because
for him.
he was the one that said, "Oh, if a Notre Dame team is incapable of beating SEC team," and this is when he was the coach at Notre Dame. So
That just tells me you didn't know what you were doing.
yeah, exactly.
I tell you right now, by the way, this guy, and I watched a couple Notre Dame games this weekend. He was the same way. His demeanor, the way he speaks, the way he
Yes.
is on the sideline with his players. Freeman, right?
Yeah, Freeman. Yeah,
This guy's he's going to be a good coach,
yeah.
and they better hope he doesn't go to the NFL.
Well, speaking to his coaching prowess, because they definitely had a game plan coming into this, because obviously Carson Beck was not playing for the Bulldogs. Whether or not that would have made a difference, I don't know.
I don't think so.
Okay, TBD.
I wasn't impressed by him as the year went on.
No, but so I don't know if you watched the game, how much of the game you watched, but the Notre Dame defense basically carried the team. They held Georgia to 296 yards, and they came out like a bat out of hell to start. They were putting pressure all over. I forget what the quarterback's name is. Whoever the backup there was. They win 23-10. The problem is the offense. This is what I don't know. I think going against Penn State on Thursday, from everything that I've read, and I believe it, it's going to be one of those like low scoring, drag them out type of games, because both offenses aren't great and both defenses are pretty good. And this guy might not play, Jeremiah Love, because he hurt his knee. So that's like up in the air right now. So, but going back to your point about the coaching, if they do win on Thursday, which they probably have a pretty fair chance of winning. I haven't looked at the line yet.
I don't need to. Notre Dame's going to win on Thursday, everyone.
Bro, you were right. You were right the first time. God, if they make it to that'll be something else, man. especially in this fucking format. That's tough. By the way, all the teams that have first round buys, they lost. So I don't know what that says about the format because now you know what's going to happen. People are going to complain about, well, it's not fair that they don't get to play a game before and the other teams get to play a game. But this is what you guys wanted.
That's what you wanted. I don't want to
You
hear it
guys
now.
wanted this expanded fucking playoff thing, you know? And it's like we talk about with the baseball playoffs. Usually that team that has like that first round bye, they struggle to get things going.
That's why you hear a lot of teams say they'd rather not have a time off because they get rusty. They rather just keep it going.
Yeah, yeah,
But it's what you guys wanted.
yeah. Well, and I think, and we'll leave the Notre Dame stuff there. LeeJay says that they're gonna win. We'll see. I think that kind of gets into to this weekend because yeah, man, it's that time of the year. It is that time of the year, my favorite time of the year, when there's gonna be football, playoff football on for 3 fucking straight days. And you know where I'm gonna be most of the weekend. It's gonna be on my fucking couch watching the games. Has anyone already complained yet about the Amazon Prime game that's happening on Saturday
No, I
night?
haven't seen. I
No.
haven't seen that yet.
Jesus Christ. Let me just
Isn't? I don't even want to talk about that anymore. People are just dumb.
yeah, I just guys,
It's so
this
stupid.
is
It's a tiring argument.
this is the way of the world now. I mean, it's just this whole thing about streaming and stuff like that. Listen, Netflix proved you guys wrong on Christmas Day. I don't know if we talked about. I don't think we talked about that, or did we?
Yeah, we talked about it.
Yeah, we did. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's just like anyway. So what we're gonna do is we are going to go through all of these games and pick them. One, two. There's how many games? One. There are 5 games, 6 games this weekend.
6.
As we start the first round. 2 on Saturday, 3 on
3 on
Sunday,
Sunday, 1
and
on
then
Monday.
one on Monday because the NFL just has to, drag this whole thing out the only way they know how. All right. Let us start with the Saturday games. There are 2 of them. First up, it's the Chargers who are favored in this game
Mm-hmm.
on the road
Yep.
against the Texans, and the Chargers are favored by 2.5. What says you?
The Texans aren't the same team. CJ Stroud didn't have as good as a year as he did last year. And their swan song ends this Saturday. Give me the Chargers at -2.5.
Yeah, I am also going to take the Chargers at 2.5 as well. I think you're right. I think the Texans are limping into this weekend. So we're both taking the Chargers. Okay, this is these
Yeah, this
next
gets a
couple
little
are
fishy here. These
yeah,
next
these
2
next couple of
games.
games are tough. So Pittsburgh is at Baltimore, but Baltimore is favored by 9.5.
Yeah, that went up
Nine
because it was
and
at
a
8.5.
Yes, right.
I don't know
Oh
what they're trying to
man.
tell me. Are they basing it on the last game that they played, which I think was a complete debacle?
Mm,
Anyway,
I,
you want to go on this one?
I guess because I'm taking the Steelers. It's not enough. It's too much. It's too much, and
Yeah, I don't like that line. I'm going the same. I don't see
it's
them winning by 10 or more.
it's playoff football too. Like
Yeah, I don't see that.
I don't know. I could be wrong, but I'm always under the assumption that for the most part that playoff football is close, right? That they're usually close games. So
I think this
I
is based off the last Pittsburgh Baltimore when they played each other and the Pittsburgh losing streak. I think
mm,
that's where this point spread comes from.
I can see that. I can
But
see that.
I still think it's way too high for the playoff. You don't usually see this.
No,
What do
no,
they
it's
know that we don't know?
yeah.
But
It's a good
I'm gonna
fucking
stick. I'm gonna
question.
stick with what you're saying. I agree with you. I'm gonna stick with the
It's too
Steelers.
much.
I don't think the Steelers are gonna win, and I had them doing well, but they just hit some kind of wall.
Yeah, they did.
Baltimore's going to win the game, I believe, but Pittsburgh will cover the 9.5. So I agree with you, Pittsburgh.
It's another tough one. The Bills are at home hosting the Denver Broncos, and the Bills are favored by 8.5 fucking points. My God. Ah, dude, I gotta go with the fucking. It's too big of a spread. I don't trust that.
Weather's not a factor because Denver's cold, snows.
Right,
That's
I'm
not a
going with the
factor to me.
Broncos. Yeah,
I think if Vance Joseph, the DC for Denver, figures out how to stop Josh Allen
mm-hmm.
and these big chunk run plays, yeah, I'm gonna go with the Broncos. They're gonna lose the game, but they'll cover.
Yes, I agree.
They'll cover the 8.5.
Yeah, I agree. All right, Sunday, first game on the docket. Green Bay at Philadelphia. I hate that I'm going to say this, but I'm going with the Eagles at 4.5. Fuck you.
There's only one reason I'm picking Green Bay
Oh, okay.
because that's my NFC team at the beginning of the year.
Oh,
Go
that's
to the
right.
Super
That's a
Bowl.
good point. Yes.
So give me
Yes.
Green
Yes.
Bay at plus 4.5.
Gotcha. Who was your your AFC team?
I base it on everybody else's decision. And of course, we all know where they are. So sitting on a sofa just like me. So give me Green Bay plus 4.5.
This next one's a tough one. The Commanders are at Tampa Bay, and Tampa Bay is favored by -3. But I'm gonna keep on riding this Jaden Daniels thing, and fuck it, I'm gonna go with the Commanders at +3.
As Jay-Z once said, I'm off that. Give me the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at -3. It's over, Daniels. It's over, brother.
Well, I like that we're having some differing picks.
At least you get to stay in Florida where the weather's nice.
That's true.
Give me Tampa Bay -3.
All right. Well, what am I looking at here? Last game
The
of the
Monday
weekend.
night game.
Yeah, Monday night game. Man, the Vikings looked like shit yesterday. My
Yep.
God.
Which I'm not even going to talk
Surprising.
about. That's just
Right. I know what you're gonna say about Darnold. I get it. I understand. I still think the Vikings are gonna come out and
and with that being said, I still think they're going to win.
yeah, so do I. So we will take them with the -1.5.
And to be honest with you, just to those spreads for the other two games being high, this one seems low.
It
You
does.
figure
That's
at least
a good
like
point.
at least three,
But
but it's
yes.
only 1.5.
Well, I mean, the Vikings are favored on the road, and that doesn't really. Don't forget, this is like a fucking home game for the Vikings anyway, because those Rams fans, those people aren't real out there. Those LA fans they're not real. Usually the places. Look what did the Vikings owner do? He bought like $2 million in tickets, right, for Detroit. Did you hear about this?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So who's to say he doesn't do the same thing for this game? So yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be again. It's my favorite time of the year. These next 2 weeks between the wild card and then the divisional round. Uh, it's definitely my favorite part of the sports calendar. So looking forward to that. Very very quickly. We don't have to spend a lot of time on
very
about
quickly.
this, but I thought this was funny because
Just
anyway,
like me on a very drunk night, very quickly.
Jesus Christ. There is a thing, apparently Verizon. It's the first time they're ever doing something like this. They're hosting like these fan fests for the Super Bowl at all 30 stadiums. Obviously not where they're playing the Super Bowl. Well, they will outside of it's in New Orleans, right? Isn't that
This
where
year
the
in New Orleans, yep.
Super Bowl? Yeah, it's in New Orleans. So, but yeah, this story came out last week, and apparently Eli Manning is very much involved in this. They must have had a press event here in New York because Eli Manning was quoted all over the place. But this news comes out that the NFL is doing this thing at all 30 stadiums, even the cold weather ones. And I texted LeeJay, I'm like, first of all, I don't want to go to that fucking dump in the swamp to watch the Super Bowl.
Nope.
And I definitely don't want to go to this dump in the swamp to watch it outside.
Nope.
I'd rather deal with my family. Do this shit. Like, what are we doing here?
Nope. I haven't gone in the regular season. I'm not going to go for this. I'm out. Especially if my team's not in it. Nope. I'm good.
It makes no
And be in the fucking freezing cold to watch it on the big screen. Come on, bro. Stop. That's just so stupid.
I don't get. I am so curious to see like what the attendance is going to be at this thing.
It'll be full capacity. 80. It'll be full at capacity. 80,000 dummies.
No. They're only making a certain amount of tickets.
Whatever it is going to be sold out.
You think so? You think it'll be sold? That's
yes.
interesting.
Yes.
Huh.
People are suffering today from brain rot.
Dude, when I saw that, I was just like, "What? I can't believe this is like a real thing." Like, I don't.
And one of the main reasons they'll want to go is just to complain.
Oh my god, I can see that. I can see that. If you were doing this like in a warm weather, like Tampa Bay or Dallas or something like that, I would maybe consider it. Not really. I want to be sitting on my couch or my mom's couch. We'll see if that happens this year. I don't know.
Boy.
I always say that.
You took the words right out of my mouth. I was about to say, ladies and gentlemen, he always says that, and guess where he winds up? If I'm there, I'm there. If I'm not, then he's just complaining, texting me.
I have to make
but he's always there.
I'm going to make sure I take the next day off as well.
So unless he wants to die, I advise him to be in his mom's house. It's as simple as that.
Holy shit. All right. It is halftime here on the show. And it's funny, during the kind of the break, I texted LeeJay and I told him, "Oh, do you know Gladiator 2 is already available for rent, like digitally?" And that got us into this whole conversation.
Yeah, we went down a rabbit hole back in the days when we grew up.
The way things used to be. Because now, let's set the scene. When did Gladiator 2 come out? I don't know. October?
I don't even know. I couldn't tell you.
I'm gonna look this up quick because it wasn't. Let's see, Gladiator. Here we go. It came out. That can't be right.
What's it saying? November something?
Oh, November 22nd.
Yeah,
bro, it hasn't even been two fucking months yet. It hasn't even been 2 months. And you could rent that and you could rent Wicked already. I was telling LeeJay, do you remember? It took like fucking six months. For a fucking movie to come out on video back in the day.
And then when it was a new release, you'd be lucky if you got that 2 or 3 weeks after because everybody was renting it. And they only had a certain amount of copies per video store.
For those who are our age, they know what the routine is.
They know what we're talking about.
Yeah, either at Blockbuster or the local video store. I'll give you the local video store one. There was a place on Manhattan Avenue in Greenpoint called Ultra Video. LeeJay knows it well. He used to go in the porn section.
I used to go behind the curtain. My mother used to smack me. I was like, what's going on back here? I should tell her I'm busy.
Jesus Christ.
What's this bomb black beat on White Street?
Holy shit, I'm dead. So the way they used to work, people who know the mom and pop video stores, in the front of the store on the wall, there would be right next to the porn section, there would be like most of the new releases, like the newest stuff. So what they would do is they would have like the box, the cover out, right?
And you would have to take it to the front.
Yeah, no, but they had the hook, the little chips. So they put the little chips.
Or whatever, the box or the chip, whatever you got to take.
Yeah.
If there was no chips, you know the movie wasn't in.
Right, that was what would happen, bro. I cannot tell you how many times I stood there at Ultra Video for hours, waiting for a fucking movie to come in. And the thing was, when the worker came and put that chip on the thing, it was like whoever moved fast enough got it.
It was all mayhem. Because remember, if I'm not mistaken, new releases, the max you could rent it for was 2 nights.
Yes. 2 nights.
So you knew they had to bring it back, and they knew when it was coming back, so they would tell you based off what they had
Yes.
inputted.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
we got a couple copies coming in. If you want to hang around and wait, you used to be
Right.
like a
And
fucking
see,
stalker,
yeah.
waiting for a fucking video that was probably shit.
Dude, you know what movie I distinctly remember doing that for? Was See No Evil, Hear No Evil, with
Oh my
Richard
god, with
Pryor
Richard Pryor and
and Gene
Gene
Wilder.
Wilder.
I distinctly fucking remember doing that for that fucking movie.
You used
Holy
to have your
shit.
Ultra Video card. You used to give them the card.
Yep.
They wrote the name of the video you were renting. You
On that
signed the
slip of,
bottom,
yeah.
and they gave you the
Yep.
carbon copy. Wow. If that doesn't scream old, I don't know what the hell that does. Or scream We Almost Dead, I don't know what it does. And
So then,
Blockbuster was similar. They used to
yeah, I was
put
about
the
to say,
empty
yeah.
video case behind the video, and then you brought it to the front, and they would put the video inside the case, yada, yada, yada.
But the thing with Blockbuster, what we used to do is, I don't know if you did the same thing.
Yeah, hide the videos.
Oh, I never did that.
Oh.
You fucking monster. The thing that I used to do, you had to have done this, because I think we were together the times we did this. You would come in and they would have like the just returned
yeah.
videos, and you would just look.
You would
Like
just
there were
look.
like 50 videos
Yes.
behind the thing, and everybody would just like look to see what was
Yes.
there before they did the fucking circumference around the whole fucking walls and fucking looked at what was
Bro, there was
what was there.
there was many a nights. It was my brother Rob, Charlie, that we just went, bought some beer and watched trash movies because the new releases weren't in. So we just had we were like, we gotta watch something. We gotta rent something. That's where a lot of trash movies were watched.
Dude, you know what I used to do when shit wasn't in? I would remember the billiards place was next door.
Oh yeah.
I would go play NBA Jam because it had NBA Jam in the back. Go play NBA Jam, a few games of NBA
And then come
Jam,
back.
and then come back. It's a Blockbuster because they were right next to each other.
What a
Holy
nightmare.
shit, bro. Yeah, it's fucking crazy to think about, like, the evolution of the fact that, dude, it's been less than 2 months since both Gladiator 2 and Wicked came out. And I can go to my couch right after this fucking we stop recording, and I can go onto YouTube and rent either movie for $20.
I think some of them you can even rent even while it's in the movie theater still.
Yes, you can. Yeah. Which is it's just fucking insane, bro. It's I don't know. I love the convenience of it, but it's also like, man, do you remember the way things used to be and waiting fucking
People,
months and months?
I don't know. I still like the idea of going to movies and watching a movie in the movie theater.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't lost that thrill
So
yet.
do I. Yeah. I know
everything. There's certain movies I don't want to consume at home. I want the
big screen.
I want the big screen. I want the popcorn. I want the surround sound. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's just
Yeah.
movies that I want that for.
Yeah. I'm always going to kick myself in the ass for not seeing Dune in the theaters, because everybody was like, you got to go see that in the theaters because it's meant to be seen in the theaters. And that was like with Oppenheimer. People were like, you have to go see Oppenheimer in the theater because
I definitely wasn't going to go see that in the theater. That's probably a stupid statement. Whoever
you
said
have
that
the
to you.
attention span of an ant. So
whoever said that to you is pretty dumb. You should check their IQ. That's a pretty dumb statement. Go see Oppenheimer for 5 seconds of action, while the rest is some fucking just talking narrative back and forth. Fuck out of here. Get the fuck out.
So
no
that movie won an
fucking way.
Oscar.
No, I understand that, but there's no way that movie had enough action to keep me in there for 3 hours and 15 minutes in the movie theater. No way.
It was because of the atom bomb going
Yeah,
off.
I could
why.
Google atom bomb and get the same thrill. You want me to go sit in a movie theater for 3 hours and see the atom bomb go off on the screen and hear, and then it's over? I just wasted 3 hours. I can't get it back. No way. No way. Whoever said that is pretty stupid. You should stop being their friend.
Holy Sir, nobody told me that. That was just like
Oh.
what the masses said.
Oh, the masses. They're even dumber.
Well, that is very fucking true. Holy shit. Oh my god. All right. Let's boy, I can't believe it's so what are we? 36 days away from spring training happening. Let me see. Days until pitchers and catchers. I believe it's 36. Let me just make sure here. Spring training countdown. 36 days. Okay. I was right. And sir, what the fuck's going on with Pete Alonso?
I have no explanation. I'm not even trying to be funny.
Shit is. We're 36 days away from pitchers and catchers reporting to Port St. Lucie. And Pete Alonso, not only is he not with the Mets, which I think a lot of us thought he would just go back to the Mets, he doesn't seem to have any like prospects whatsoever. I think the latest thing that I saw, and I have this down in a separate document here. The latest thing was the Angels. Apparently,
I saw
that was
that.
one rumor going around that they were interested in adding a power bat and they were considering Alonso. Yeah, I don't know. This whole thing is very strange to me, and it regardless of the Alonso situation, and I wanted to get your take on this, um, because I feel like this Mets team is still like incomplete in some ways, and I'll even go as far as saying it as I think the Yankees had a better offseason than the Mets as far as plugging holes are concerned. Yes, the Mets got Soto. I understand that. But
again, what did I say that I was afraid of? And then you came back toward that last episode and you were starting to get worried because what I was saying is
yeah,
coming true.
right. Yes, it's coming true. It's absolutely coming true. Yeah.
Guys, I can't tell into the future. I can't. If I
Thi-
could, I wouldn't be sitting here.
This was the
But I
one.
knew this was gonna
Yeah.
fucking happen,
Yeah.
and it's happening. And I
Yep.
don't see them as it gets closer, 36 days, you said, I don't see
Yeah.
them doing anything else.
36 days. 36 days.
And I knew from the beginning when he dropped his agent and got with Boris, I knew that was a mistake. I felt that was a mistake. But to tell me, even in a down year, and he's hitting behind Soto, he can't replicate the numbers from year prior. You can't give him 4 years, like $150 million, but you're willing to give some kind Japanese pitcher or some Japanese hitter or whoever. You haven't even seen them play.
We'll get into him. Yeah.
You don't know who they are. I think that's a disgrace. There's nothing so demonstrative that Pete Alonso hasn't done that you're not willing to give him at least something that's comparable to his numbers. You gave Brandon Nimmo $190 million. I'm going to keep going back to that.
No, I know. I know.
And look at his numbers.
Yeah.
It doesn't something is weird about this whole situation. I can't figure it out. I don't know. It's like this thing about Alonso. It doesn't make sense to me. It's fucking weird. I can't figure it out. I don't know.
Yeah, but it's not even the fact that the Mets and him haven't come to agreement. He's not with anybody right now.
Nope.
And the other thing that's weird is that wait, the Bregman got signed, right?
No, him too.
He's still out there. Yeah.
The the strongest one I'm hearing is the Red Sox.
Yes, that's the other thing I'm hearing as well. I mean, I don't know, man. It's just this whole thing is just fucking weird. But again, so now what are we looking at? What are we looking at? We're looking at. By the way, did you see? Oh God, you're gonna love this because this is related. Eric sent me something. Did you see this? Apparently,
Trade
the Mets
proposal.
for
Yeah, it was
and they said no.
they said Beatty,
Sprout
the
and
pitcher, and
Jet
Jet
Williams. Yeah,
Williams.
and they said no. Bro, what the fuck is this fascination with fucking Brett Beatty?
I told you, you're gonna get somebody like Castillo. Listen, he's not like, whatever. But look at his numbers. Look at his ERA compared to the team he was on. You
Right.
get him on a better team with better hitters, that production goes up automatically and wins. ERA drops. Bro, this infatuation in Brady, I think, is somehow rearing its ugly head when it comes to Alonso.
Yeah, no, it is. It absolutely is. Because
And
what's
they're
the
not going to tell us that.
right? What do we keep on hearing? Move Vientos to first, put Beatty at third.
I'm tired of hearing about this mask looking like motherfucker. I'm tired of him. And I'm not talking about Mask Jim Carrey, guys. Google it's old movie Mask. Cher played in it. You old school people know what I'm talking about. That's who he look. I'm tired of this guy. His career should be dead, just like that gentleman is. Rest in peace.
Jesus Christ.
I'm sick and tired of it, bro.
I don't get it.
Is he going to be the Daniel Jones of the Mets?
Oh God. It seems like it.
So what's the equivalent to 6 seasons in football and baseball? 10 seasons?
Probably.
Come
I
on,
guess
man.
I'm trying to I want to see something here. I want to see Beatty stats for a second because I'm
All you're going to see is a shit emoji.
because you know how much I love Baseball Reference and who the comparisons to. Bro, he's Jesus. You know what his batting average is in 3 years?
In the hold on.
169 games. Take a guess.
169 games. That's
Yeah.
barely a full season in 3
Yeah,
seasons.
yeah. Okay.
219.
215. You're very close.
Oof. That's knocking him out of the park. No pun intended.
Bro, I'm looking at the guys, his similar batters. You know that we've done this before. There is the only guy that stands out here is Jerickson Profar. That's it.
Yeah,
That's the
he's
only
still a
dude
free
that
agent
like.
too. I actually
Yeah.
wouldn't mind having him because he could play multiple positions.
Well, the Juice
And
other
he's a
thing
switch
too.
hitter. I think
Yeah.
he's a switch hitter.
They did go after apparently Toscar Hernandez,
Yeah, they
and
did.
he
And he
went
told him
back.
to fuck off
Yeah.
because
I'm surprised.
they were probably trying to lowball him.
Yeah, probably. I'm surprised this guy's still a free agent. The Baltimore guy, the right fielder
Oh yeah.
we
Oh,
talked about.
because they're trying to figure out what position he plays. He's a DH. Once again, they're using this DH thing against the person. That's what I meant by that text I sent
Right.
you.
Oh, that's right. Yes, we did talk about that by
That's what
text.
the one you said, oh, I didn't see that anywhere.
Right.
They didn't say that, but if you read between the lines, that's what they were trying to intimate.
Insinuate.
Yeah, like
Yes.
he's a DH, or what
Interesting.
position does he play?
Right. Right.
He's a DH, guys. You guys wanted the DH. Granted, there was always a DH in the American League, but if he came to the National League, you want to put him. You're asking the question of what position he should play. Why?
Yeah.
You guys wanted a DH in the National League.
Right.
They made it happen. The rules changed, and now you want to use that against him to why he's probably not signing with a team. That doesn't make sense to me. It's all foolish. It all doesn't make sense.
I mean, listen. If you want to put him at DH, I don't want fucking Starling Marte as a fucking DH.
Yeah, I'm done with him too.
Like, come on.
Here's the thing, real quick. Back to Beatty, real quick, because I don't really want to dwell on this guy. But look
No, we
at
should.
Acuna. Look at Acuna.
Yes.
Came up briefly. In that short period of time, this guy showed me something.
Yeah. Right. He did. Right.
So I'm not gonna it's not fair to compare Beatty to, like, other players that are like proven, stuff like that. So let's take that off the table. So let's compare you to somebody that just was called up last year for a short period of time.
Yeah.
Acuna showed us that.
Yeah.
So if you're telling me you don't want to put Alonso and you want to get rid of him, you put Vientos because your plan is to put Acuna at third, I'll say, you know what? I can live with that.
Yeah.
I cannot continue to live with this Beatty decision. I can't, man. I can't.
Especially if it comes at the expense of they have this thing that I guess they're gonna keep Jeff McNeil and play him at second base. So
Like,
now what are you gonna put Acuna back in Syracuse?
but
That I don't
here's
understand.
my thing too. Your what's the word I'm looking for? Your fallback decisions or your decisions of why not to keep Alonso are stupid. They don't even make like this McNeil thing. Listen, he had a couple good years batting. It's over with him too. It's done. There's nothing you could do that's going to replace if you lost Alonso. And I think his numbers would get better with hitting behind Soto. I just think that's the way that's the way it is.
Yeah.
It's just Acuna can't start in the minor leagues again. He
Oh
can't,
my
man.
God.
This guy got to be on the opening day
Yeah.
roster.
He has to be. He's got to be starting as far as I'm concerned.
This
That's
it's like we still wanna. It's like they, and I don't know who to blame. I guess Stern. I don't know. I don't want anyone. But I call this. It's like they want to put a blindfold over us Mets fans' eyes by just signing Soto and saying that's it, and then trying to
mhm,
pinch pennies other ways. You can't do that, man.
I agree.
Just go out and sign who you need to. And I'm not sign everybody, but there's no way you can't tell me you couldn't sign Corbin Burns to what he got from the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Yeah.
The money doesn't. When you give somebody $750 million, you just told me money doesn't matter. But it shouldn't stop there. They've made no other moves. Montez, that's not a move. He sucks. They're hoping again to get one of these Mania things again or Severino with him. I'm so afraid of what I think is going to happen this year, and I don't want to put that out loud, and I don't want to put that into the universe, as they say.
Keep that. Write it down somewhere, and then talk to me in June, and let's see.
Because if Stearns
Okay.
thinks that what happened this year is going to continue to happen, he should be fired.
Mm, interesting.
He should be fired because he doesn't know what he's doing. This ain't Milwaukee, my friend.
Now, but the question is this coming from him or is this coming from Cohen? That's the other thing too.
Cohen signed a check for $750. He wants his team to get better.
Yeah.
He's trying to stay out of the part of the GM because this is what's happening with the Jets. He's
Right.
trying
No,
to
yeah,
say,
I
come to
get it.
me, I'll sign the players. I believe in you and what you could do and who you could bring here.
Hmm.
Don't bring me Montez and say, here, write a check for him for $17 million. No, I don't want to hear that shit.
Yeah.
Cohen told us also he knows baseball. He grew up. He should know. He should have an idea of what he wants or who he wants. And they should be able to talk that out. I think it's a little bit of both on both ends. I just think Stearns is trying to do this little bit of a cheaper way type of thing. I don't think that works here, man.
It's
I
yeah.
don't think it works here. I don't. I don't.
Yeah. It's almost like a Moneyball approach in some
Yeah, I don't think
ways.
that shit works here. I don't think that shit works here. Because you know what? Blast the Yankees, we made fun. I went in, I walked all over their grave when we signed Soto. But you know what they did? What they did came out right back and they signed it and they wrote a check.
Well,
They wrote a
that's
few
yeah.
checks.
That's what I mean. Yeah, about them having a better, I think, overall
And this is what I
off
mean.
season. Yeah.
Us making fun, stopping on their grave lasts for a short period of time. And I had fun doing it. But they say, you know what? We lost out. Boom, right back. Bang, 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 bang. Trade. We're going to get Bellinger. I still don't think it's better than what they lost in Soto. But
Sure.
still, they
But
didn't
they
waste
went. Yeah.
time.
They made moves.
They made plural moves.
Yeah.
Soto can't be the end all be all, and you expect, and at the same time, you're not going to re-sign Alonso. That doesn't make sense to me. That doesn't make sense.
But yet, they might sign Roki Sasaki.
Roki Sasaki. That sounds like some ramen shit we ordered yesterday.
So, for those who are unaware, he's the 21-year-old Japanese pitcher that is expected to sign anywhere between January 15th and the 23rd, because the 23rd is the last day of his posting period. That's the Japanese players that get posted by their teams, and MLB teams have to pay a fee and all this other shit. So apparently, I think it was 7 teams that he has met with or is meeting with, and obviously the Mets and the Yankees are meeting with him, as well as the Dodgers and a few other teams. So you've kind of got that like wild card, I guess, out there. So remains to be seen what happens there. But before we exit the baseball conversation, I had a little sentence here about and it's to our point we were just talking about. Some of these people on social media that call themselves quote unquote influencers, and guys, we're never gonna do this.
I still don't know what
We're
that means, but okay.
we're never gonna be these people that make these bad faith arguments. But I saw somebody, and I didn't even I want to keep it a secret from you because I want to get your raw take on this. But somebody put out this thing about, oh man, yeah, Lindor, if they don't sign Alonso. Well, I think it was if they signed Alonso. One of the two. Yeah, Lindor, Soto. Oh no, it was without Alonso because it was ridiculous. Lindor, Soto, Vientos, and Nimmo. Show me a better top four than that. This guy got fucking killed. Killed in comments. Let me
And
tell you something.
he probably
That's a
shouldn't.
top four is a problem.
He shouldn't. And he shouldn't expect. He shouldn't expect anything less. Because you said top four, and I could automatically take one of the top four off. So it's not a top four.
Exactly.
And I don't want to. I'm not here to pick on him, man. I'm not. He's a good ball player. He does a lot of different things. He's gotten better defensively. But Nimmo's not that guy, man. He's not. I'm sorry. He's not that guy. Yeah, why? Because he smiles and he loves Jesus? I don't give a shit. I don't care. I really
I,
don't care.
I think it was
What do you do for my baseball team when it comes to winning?
right. Exactly.
He's not. Come on, man. That sounds stupid.
Well, it's the whole thing going back to like when the Mets signed Soto, like it was supposed to be the cure for everything.
It's not.
Guys, it's not. It's not the way this works. The fucking Dodgers still have a better lineup, top to bottom, than the Mets. Bottom line,
Period.
end of
Stop.
story.
And
That's
that's
it.
why I said, and this is exactly what I was afraid of is coming to fruition. And it fucking sucks to be right on that. Because I just had, like, we say these things about they're not going to be it's not the Wilpons anymore, blah, blah, blah. And would the Wilpons have signed Soto? Probably not. But after
Mhm.
Soto, you're doing exactly what the Wilpons did.
Right. Yeah.
That's what it
Yeah.
looks like to me. Who's the
Yeah.
other person that we signed this year that actually matters? Excuse me?
Nobody.
I can't hear you. This is what I'm saying. It's like you said, you don't sign Soto and he cures the whole. Soto doesn't bat 1 through 9.
Right. And he doesn't
He's
pitch
gonna
either.
bat 2, and that's it.
Yeah.
I don't know what they see that I don't see.
I think some of these people are on fucking drugs, but that's beside the point. Y'all motherfuckers need to chill the fuck out, seriously, because you're saying shit for clicks, and you're making bad faith arguments, and you look like fucking morons. Stop. You're not real
It's so
fans.
stupid. Doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't make sense at all. Anyway, all right. Let's talk a little NBA because the Knicks, up until the past couple of games, it's funny because before, I think it was the episode we did. Was it the one we did right before after Christmas? And we looked at the schedule and we said, hey, they have a chance to go on a little run here. And lo and behold, they did. They go on an 8-game winning streak before they lost back-to-back games to OKC on Friday night, 117-102. And then they lost the next night to the Bulls in Chicago, 139-26. And I was watching that game.
That was a terrible third quarter. They
You,
gave
and
away
I'm like,
too many points
yeah.
in the third quarter. That's where they lost. I just think it was from a culmination of the night before. They lost that OKC game because they just ran out of gas.
Yeah.
And OKC is a lot deeper. I don't know if they're a lot younger, but they're probably a lot younger. They played more players. And then you try to do the same thing on a back-to-back, it's just not going to work. But OKC's a better team than they are, but the Knicks are doing well. I'm happy where they at right now. And
So
just to bust Eric's chops a little bit, you miss Randall, buddy?
well, I will say I will say one thing. They are battling some injuries right now. Towns is out tonight. He's not
Yeah, he's
playing.
out. Yep. Mm-hmm.
He's got tendonitis in his patella. Uh the other thing was I think McBride is out as well. He's had hamstring
He,
problems, so
he's
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 not
missed
playing.
he's missed a couple games.
Yeah. And Brunson's been hobbling around
Mm-hmm.
as well. Calf tightness. And judging by they're at halftime, they're down two when he's 4 of 10 from the field, Brunson.
And
So
they're gonna always attest this to Thibodeau and how he plays his players. But nobody wants to talk about that when they go on 8-game winning streaks and their whatever their record is now.
well, let's go back to the 8 game winning streak. What was working during that streak, do you think? That they were some people were like, oh, they were playing like shitty teams. I mean, they kind of were. Wizards twice,
It's not. It's not.
Utah.
It's not their fault. They still
No,
have to
I
play.
know. I know.
They still
I
have to.
know.
That Wizards game. The Wizards were in it to the end.
Right. Yeah, they
The
were.
Knicks probably played down a little bit to their competition, but when they played them again that following day or the 2 days later, they beat them down like they were supposed to do. It happens throughout the course of the year. It
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah.
I mean, it might be a little bit that they may be a little tired, whoever, whatever. But the players don't say that. The players say they want to play. So you gotta believe them. Like and at the end of the day, they're playing fucking basketball, bro. Like you guys are gonna be fine. Trust me. Unless you break a bone, you'll be fine. That's it. These things happen. You're gonna hit little losing streaks. You're gonna hit winning streaks. But if you're a really good team and a team that you want to be come the end of the year, you'll get over that shit and you'll fight through it. Period. Stop. I don't care what anyone says. It's not complicated.
The one thing in their defense, I will say, is that was they were on a long road trip. Like at some point, you
Those
kind of
things
got to
take a
run out
toll
of
no matter who
gas.
no matter who you're playing.
Right. Yeah. You're kind of going to run out of gas there at the end. By the way, one thing I did want to bring up that it's not on here. Let's talk about Tyler Kolek. And the reason why I'm bringing this guy up is because we hear all the time about these fucking Joel Embiid people sitting out back to back.
Oh yeah, your
What,
man
what
played
is
in a
this?
Westchester game,
Yeah.
got mad buckets, and then came
Yep.
played about 12 to 15 minutes, I think, in the Knick game that same night
Yeah.
because
What is it?
McBride was
Yeah.
because McBride was hurt.
It was last week. I think it was on New Year's Day. What are we doing here? And I mean that in a good way. Why can this guy plays a fucking doubleheader essentially. Same day. Westchester and then and then plays for the Knicks.
He did it. Granted, you can't do that every day. I get that, but you don't play
No, he
basketball
can't.
every day.
Right.
But you don't play basketball every day. So he did it for that night. He probably could do it again. He probably could do it a few more times.
I think I saw somewhere he was like the fifth guy that's done that in the history of like the D League / G League. But good for him.
But he's also trying to get better. So he had that. He
Right.
took that as an opportunity.
Yeah. Exactly.
You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? And he made the most of it. Good for him.
By the way, he is sitting on the bench tonight. I just looked at the
He'll
box
pro- he'll
score.
probably he'll pro- did he is he playing anything? He
He
probably
hasn't played yet. No.
okay, not yet.
No.
I figured he would because McBride's out, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah. So, by the way, I forget how much I like Shemet. And
Landry Shamet.
yeah, because you know why? Because he was actually playing fucking defense when I was watching that game on Saturday. He
He
plays
plays
actual
defense.
defense.
He has and he's a
plays
3-point
defense.
shooter.
But most importantly, he plays defense.
3-point shooter, your favorite. That's his thing.
Let's not. Which is fine. But at least he's balancing out the 3-point shooting by fucking playing like defense. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
He's 0 for 3 tonight so far, by the way. So from 3, but that's okay. I still like him. Only 11 minutes though. So I'm looking at the
Yeah, he's
box
not going
score
to get
right
much
now.
burn. He'll get more burn as people get hurt or they need to do whatever. Yada yada yada.
All right. Nets. Jesus Christ.
They're
Oh
getting
boy.
they're getting smacked at halftime.
Yeah, I saw that. But I mean, the bigger thing is right now with this team. Let's just go through this a little bit here. So they trade for D'Angelo Russell and Maxwell Lewis, and the Nets get 3 first-round picks for Dorian Finney-Smith. And we called it, right? We said it. And Shake Milton. We said this, right? We said Cam Johnson and Dorian Finney-Smith were still like, we don't know if these guys are going to be around. And Cam's hurt right now. I think he's going to be out for like the next 2 more games after tonight. The trade deadline is February 6th. My question to you is number 1, will Cam Johnson be traded by the trading deadline?
By the way things are going and the way things look, I'd probably say yes.
The Nets have 15 first-round picks and 16 second-round selections over the next 7 years. What
You know where
the
this would work?
fuck?
You know what sport this would work in and we'd be all happy about it? Football.
Right? Because there's a
This
lot
ain't
more
because
players.
there's a lot
Yeah,
more rounds and a lot more play. Guys, this isn't
yeah,
football. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what their plan is. Because a lot of these first round picks depend on what the other team does. They like
right.
protected, non-protected, whatever.
Yeah,
So if they suck and it's protected, they still get to keep the first round pick. So essentially, you're
right,
going to get the worst of the first round pick in another year if that's what happens. So in the
yeah.
lower threshold, I don't. What do you say? 15 first rounders, 16
Hold on.
second rounders.
I just had it up. Yeah, 15 first rounders and 16 second
Let's
rounders.
play the clown show for a minute.
Yes.
That's 31 total picks between the first and second round.
Over the
Guess
next
what you're
7
not going to
years.
do?
Yeah.
Guess what you're not going to do? Keep those 31 picks.
No, they're not. No, no, no. I know that. Yeah,
No, no,
yeah.
not you.
Yeah,
I'm just
yeah.
talking in general. I
Yeah, yeah,
don't
yeah.
know what their it's like they don't have a plan. I don't see a plan. It's
So the one thing that I did see, apparently the Jazz and the Celtics did similar things where they stockpiled all these picks to basically like turn themselves around. Because what I think is going to happen, my gut tells me that yeah, you're right. They're not going to keep all these guys because I mean that doesn't make any sense. As you say, it's stupid. I'm of 2 minds of this. One, you're going to take these picks, and you're going to turn around and try to get some proven NBA talent. But the problem is, like you always say, the draft is not what it used to be.
number
You
two. The
know,
Jazz suck, so I don't even want to talk about them and what they're doing with their picks. They suck. What have they done? At least with whatever the picks they did and however they made maneuvers here and there, little small moves. Boston Celtics got players. Jason
right?
Tatum,
They
Jalen
did.
Brown.
Yeah.
A very underrated trade when they made it at the time, and look what he's doing now is Derek White. I love that trade when they made it.
Hmm.
You got Porzingis. I still
Right.
hate him, but it was good for that team. Jazz don't count. I just don't know what your plan is. I don't know. I don't
Well,
know.
the other thing too. Um, yeah. Here's the stat that I saw. 5 teams control a whopping 62 first round picks over the next 7 years. Brooklyn, Oklahoma City, Utah, and San Antonio hold 13 of the 30 first round selections. It's crazy. Um, that's
San
why I got
Antonio, another worthless team. Get out of here.
my other issue with this whole stockpiling is I don't trust this guy to Sean Marks to do what he needs to do to make this team a winning team.
Can anyone on planet Earth tell me who's the Sure, number one pick in the NBA draft this year.
It's supposed to be the guy from Duke.
Forget
Whatever
about
the hell's
number
his
one
name.
pick. Top 10.
No, I cannot tell you players. I get what you're saying.
I don't think this
I
is the right way to build. You gotta having picks helps because you never know. You could strike gold in the draft. I understand that,
right.
but you got to start building pieces before you start bringing these guys in because you can't keep them all. You can't. But it's like they're not even going for whoever they have. They're just getting rid of them. This is the second time they've traded for D'Angelo Russell.
It's weird. I know.
I- but he's not like a bum. That's what I'm saying. Is he going to be traded again? Are they going to release him? He's been playing. I don't know, man. It's weird. I don't. These two guys that still have jobs is beyond me. There are another two that how do they still have jobs is beyond me.
Who?
Sean Marks and
Oh.
your man should he's somebody that should sell the team. I
Oh.
don't think he has any idea what he's doing over there.
What the hell is his name?
Uh,
Oh God.
isn't it Joe Tsai something?
Oh,
Something
Joseph
Tsai?
Tsai. Yeah.
Joseph.
His wife got the Liberty together. It's probably the only good thing that they've done.
All right, so
He's been in charge of that.
she should divorce him because he's stupid, and then she should take over as part of the divorce decree. I'm going to take over the Nets. You get out of here.
Oh my God.
Go make dumplings somewhere or something. Fuck off.
Wow. We've
Because
gone there.
you can't fucking run a basketball team. You suck. You suck at owning a basketball team. Get out of here.
Yeah, it's been pretty bad.
It's bad. It's bad. And Sean Marks has no clue what he's doing. Forget about it. Forget about it.
We probably won't revisit the basketball till the trading deadline. So we've still got about a month to go for that. All right. We have come to the end of the show, and I thought it would be a little fun as it's new year and it's 2025 and people are like, oh, new year, new me. We know that's bullshit for some people.
Yeah, stop.
But I thought it would be fun. We obviously have our favorite teams. I thought it would be fun for LeeJay and I to give one New Year's resolution that we want to see from our favorite teams for 2025. And I'm going to cheat and I'm going to have an extra one for St. John's. But we're going to do Mets, Giants, Jets, Knicks, and Nets. So, sir, by the way, I just want to say something just to recognize. I understand the Rangers are sucking right now. I get it. They suck. Moving on.
They're atrocious.
Really bad. Anyway, all right, sir. We'll go with the Mets first. What do you got for me? What's a good
The
New Year's
obvious.
resolution for
Sign
the Mets?
Alonso. That's the obvious.
Okay. My New Year's resolution is for them to hit the brakes on the fucking social media, whatever, with the fucking grimace and the OMG. Can we just not do that as much this year? Not everything has to be viral. Let's put the brakes on that for a little bit for this year, please. For my fucking sanity, maybe for LeeJay's sanity as well.
I never bought into that crap. I don't want to see any of that shit again. I don't want to see that fat amoeba. I don't want to see Rally Pimp. I don't want to see fucking the wiener. I don't want to see any of that stuff. I'm done with all that crap. Can we just win some baseball games, please?
I'm just trying to think in my head what's going to be the first thing.
My God.
Holy shit! I can't wait. I can't wait for us to have a heart attack on this show. Okay, for the Giants. My God. I will say I'm doing these on a fly, by the way. I'm gonna say just get me a quarterback. have a plan, a long-term plan at quarterback, because you guys fucking made the wrong decision on Jones. We didn't even talk about that. How are we expected to take these two guys seriously when they bet on Daniel Jones? That's what I don't understand. Just for, just for that reason
I
alone,
don't want to
they
keep on
should have been
hearing you say that's
fired.
not your guy. That goes out the window when you re-signed him.
Yeah,
Because that tells me you
exactly.
believed in him.
Right, exactly. So I will say my resolution is just please Giants, just come with a fucking plan for at quarterback, a long term plan. I don't care if you have a stopgap in between. The franchise needs a long term plan. If you're telling me the most important position on the field is the quarterback, you need to have a long term plan at that position. Anyway, sir, Jets, what do you got for me?
Get everybody gathered up, the whole team, the owner, whoever's there now, whoever works for the ownership, the sons, all of them. Put them in the stadium, MetLife Stadium, and then drop a bomb. Then go to Connecticut and start over.
Holy shit. Where are we putting the stadium in Connecticut?
I don't give a shit. We could play. We'll play inside where the sun play. Fuck it. We'll
You could
convert
put
it into a football stadium.
you could have them play it where the UConn plays in
Fuck
Hartford.
it. Oh, seriously? I don't even know where to start. Where should I start? Um, I would say what I've always been saying: the coach and the GM that I want. But I know it's not going to happen. But if I had to pick a resolution for them,
Mhm,
start there.
mhm.
Louis Riddick, either Vrabel, Brian Flores, John Gruden, who I haven't even heard of him getting a
Yeah,
possible
it's funny.
interview.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised by that. I'm actually surprised that Flores' name has not come up. I know there are rules with like
Yeah, I just think it hasn't come up yet because they're
teams.
still
Yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah,
And you
yeah.
have to I think you have to grant permission if they're in the playoffs to speak to
You
them,
do. Yeah, yeah,
but his name hasn't really come up with any team.
yeah.
I
And then
wonder if
thing
he
is,
still, like, doesn't want if they're not giving him an opportunity because of what's going on in the NFL with him still. I think that's still going on,
yeah,
that lawsuit.
the
And I
lawsuit.
said,
Yeah,
this might come back to bite him in the ass with head coaching jobs in the future. But
yeah. The other thing too, I was reading the other day about with the for right now, like these coaches that are still like coaching in the playoffs, the interviews can only be virtual for now, and they can't be in person until after the
hmm,
season is their season is complete. So that's why I think we're going to see a GM first. They're going to hire a GM first, so that this way the GM has say in who the head coach is. And also going back to that whole situation with, we were asking about. Well, I was asking you about how come they're doing this thing separately? Apparently, it was because Woody Johnson wanted to have like get to know you sessions with these head coaching candidates. So whatever the fuck that means.
enough with Mr. Woody. This guy's an idiot.
Oh shit. What do you got for the Knicks?
I already said it, and this is the problem with me. They make it to the Eastern Conference Finals, I'm going to want more.
Mm,
So I don't want to touch the money. So I'll keep it simple because my mind's not going to change. We have to get past the second round.
yeah, that's your yeah. You want them to
I'm
they
going to
gotta
stick
get
with
deep.
that. I stuck
Yeah,
with that from the beginning of the year. Nothing changes. Eastern Conference Finals. That's what I want at the
got it.
least.
Yeah. I mean that's fair. It's time for them to make the next step. Listen, it's gonna be I'm not saying that the Cavaliers are not that I don't take them seriously, but everything goes through Boston. So I mean that's kind of the bottom line. Um, I mean for the Nets, we just kind of talked about it a little bit. I want Sean Marks to tell me what the fuck he's doing with all these fucking draft picks. Like seriously, I don't understand like what is happening with this team. So that's my resolution. And then quickly for St. John's, can you find some players that can shoot the fucking 3-pointer consistently, please? Please. Because you guys were fucking atrocious on Saturday against Butler at home.
Trust me, we know. We get Danny's text messages every 3 fucking seconds. I've watched one game of St. John's, but I feel like I've watched all of them based off his fucking texting. The sky is falling on every fucking text message.
It is.
No matter what the topic is, the sky's falling. Danny, get a grip. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay, buddy.
And the funny thing is, too, most of the time, the St. John's ends up winning the game. It's just like,
But it's
come on.
not to go on Danny. I love you, Danny. But we're gonna go on you real quick because I don't usually get to express this because sometimes it just takes too long in text. So I'll say it here. It goes from, God, these guys don't play defense. They don't shoot threes. You're not gonna win any big name teams like that. Oh, there we go. There we go. Good win. Good win. What the fuck? That's Danny's text messaging.
I'm dead. I'm dead. Well, be ready for it because St. John's plays tomorrow night. So
Notre Dame. How did they expect them to lose? Win with this quarterback? Oh, there we go. 92-yard run. We're back in it. Oh, just like I thought. Notre Dame won. Yeah, baby. Good job. Good job. Good job, Notre Dame. What? I'm just looking. I'm like, I can't do this right now. I'm not doing this.
He goes from one extreme to the next. It's
that guy's roller coaster is full of dips. It just goes up and down. Like, if I could and make a TV show of just his text messages, we can make a lot of money.
Holy shit, bro. All right. Well, that's going to do it for episode number 30. Don't forget everything I said in the beginning. YouTube, buy me a coffee, text the show, all that good stuff. I am one of your hosts, Will Hernandez, here for Mr. LeeJay Parilla, and we will see you next week. Peace out.
Later.